climbing this mountain, breaking these lands. Sweat runs deep like the scars I bear. No one's coming to save me out here. You gotta rise when the fire calls your name. Stand tall through the storm and the rain. No excuses, no rest, no second guess. If you want it bad enough, you gotta be the best. Sun burns high as my shadow fades, chasing the dreams in this war I wait. Every step a gamble, every breath a fight. No quitting my heart, no surrender tonight. You gotta rise when the fire calls your name. Stand tall through the storm and the rain. No excuses, no rest, no second guess. If you want it bad enough, you gotta be the best. Steel in my veins, thunder in my soul, carving out a legend that'll never grow old. The road is rough, but it's all I know. Ain't no backing down from the seeds I sow. You gotta rise when the fire calls your name. Stand tall through the storm and the rain. No excuses, no rest, no second guess. If you want it bad enough, you gotta be the best. Carney used to ride with the Harper gang, back when his hands were steady and sane. But guns bored quick, so he changed the game. Traded lit for fire and never looked back the same. He'd walk in towns with a crooked smile, say I ain't staying just here a while. But folks would scatter when he reached his coat. He kept his voice low and his dynamite close. Carney Dynamite, mad as the wind struck a match just to watch it spin. He didn't shoot, he didn't warn. He lit the sky like it was born. He robbed a bank in El Paso East, left the gold but blew the priest. Told the sheriff it's not the pay, I just like watching things go away. They say he drank like the world might end, bought every round then blew out the end. Left his hat on a nail by the door, whistling a tune as the rafters tore. Carney Dynamite, fire in his grin. No one knew what shape he was in. Some called him sick, some called him bright, but hell just called him every night. Maybe he broke in the war out west, where young men learn what don't forget. Maybe he liked the sound too much, the way it shook, the way it touched. Last he was seen, he rode alone past the canyon carved in stone. Left a trail of craters wide, then vanished clean like he'd burned the sky. Carney Dynamite, wherever he roams, the fuse is crack, said that ain't gold, it's payback stack. They laughed him off and struck on through, not knowing hell was digging too. There's gold in the vein, but the ground runs red. Every coin's cursed with the words they said. You might get rich, you might get bold, but no one leaves with the devil's gold. First it was Sam, then Billy Gray. Both went mad before the third day. Saw their hands turn black and cold, whispers following every hold. They tried to seal it, burn the maps, but the mind don't care for mortal traps. It calls at night with a golden gleam and haunts the town like a fever dream. There's gold in the vein, but it ain't free. It takes your soul and your sanity. It shines real bright, but it chills your bones and buys you a grave carved into stone. Some say that gold was never real, just greed and flesh and cold-eyed steel. But every year one more goes in, chasing ghosts with a pick and grin. A man can live with pain and loss, but not with gold that comes with cost. You'll hear the cries if you stay too long. The mind hums low like a funeral song. There's gold in the vein, but don't dig deep. The ones who did don't wake from sleep. The shine you see is a liar's light, and the curse runs deeper than dynamite. So if you ride past Devil's Spine, tip your hat and steer offline. Leave that shine where the shadows fall. Not every fortune's worth your soul. Ain't no name on the door where I sleep, no warm fire, no kinfolk to keep. I come when the wind forgets to breathe. When the light goes out, that's usually me. Ain't no thanks for the work I do, no preacher shakes my hand on through. You curse my path, then call my name when the fever climbs or the night finds vein. I walked through play, I rode through war, held your mother before she hit the floor, took the child who cried too soon, sat with the drunk beneath the moon. Ain't no thanks for the work I do, no statue built, no chosen few. I clear the room when the music ends. I ain't your foe, I ain't your friend. I don't sleep and I don't cry. Don't ask who and don't ask why. I just come when the song runs dry, carry folks home by and by. One day I'll knock, won't say a word. You'll feel it in your chest first stirred. A cold like truth, sharp and slow. That's me, boy, just so you know. Ain't no burden if you don't resist, but still I walk, and still I'm missed. silent like it held its breath. Church bells stuck between life and death. He came back mean, eyes full of flame. A name I buried, now he's calling my name. Folks don't speak when the air turns tight. Even the wind won't pick a side to fight. Clock hands crawl like they fear the sound. Two men stand, one's going down. High noon, time stands still. Heart beats louder than a preacher's will. No more talk, no turning back. Just fire, steel, and a one-way track. Yeah, high noon, where truth gets tried. Like sin with a finger twitch. I've seen that look, same cold switch. But my hands know what he forgot. I never miss when it counts a lot. There ain't no trial, ain't no judge, just a sky that burns and a soul that won't budge. When right and wrong we're the same old face. You pull, you breathe, and you leave no trace. High noon, no place to plead, just a final breath and a holy need. One man walks, one man lies. No second chances, no goodbyes. That's high noon when the stories struck clear and the world moved on. One life gone, one too far gone. I holstered rage and a past I knew and turned my back on high noon. Steel rails carved through mountain stone, from Omaha to Sacramento zone. Chinese hands and Irish might drove the spikes from dawn to night. At Promontory the hammer struck, the golden spikes sealed iron luck. But riders watch with hardened eyes, planning hits near the rail line ties. Iron, gold, and nation's pride, but outlaws rode where trains would ride. The coaches hauled both men and pay, and some lay waiting to steal the day. Watch the Union line in Nebraska dusk, his plan of line. 60,000 packed in tight, vanish fast in the dead of night. The Reno boys with steady aim struck the rails and earned their name. From Indiana's fields and roads, they left behind the heavy load. Iron, gold, tails still burn with every twist, a lawman's turn. The tracks they built to bind the land were used by those who made a stand. Progress rolled with iron sound, but blood and bullets shook the ground. For every mile the workers laid, a thief or killer found his trade. Iron, gold, grit, and flame. flame. With every raid, they stake their claim. These rails ran dreams across the land, carried crimes by outlaw hands.
Out here there ain't no second bell. One slow move and you're gone to hell. You can pray, you can run, or you can stay, but keep up with your gun or fade away.
I seen preachers drop with their hands half raised, and lawmen fall with nothing praised. It ain't about right, it ain't about fair. It's who's still breathing when the smoke clears air. You gotta keep up with your gun, boy, quick and clean. Hold it steady, know what it means. You blink, you beg, you're dead by sun. Out here the only rule, keep up with your gun. Charm don't help when the lead sinks in. He waited one breath too long to draw. Now there's one less drinker in Wichita. You gotta keep up with your gun, boy, learn the sound. Feel the weight, stand your ground. Ain't no mercy, ain't no fun. Just you in the dust if you fall behind your gun. Slow and sleep real light. Always wake if the moon feels right. Cause talk is cheap and fate runs dry. And every grave starts with he aimed too high. You gotta keep up with your gun, boy, sharp and fast. What's in your hand is all that lasts. Don't count luck or trust no one. Just keep one eye wide and one hand on your gun. Stay free, don't waste words and don't wait to see. The West don't care what you've done, it just asks one thing: can you keep up with your gun? It ain't who's right, it's who can pay to win the fight. The man with gold don't need a gun. He buys the badge and the job gets done. The mayor owns the saloon and jail. His brother handles land and mail. You steal a cow, they'll string you tight. He steals a ranch and sleeps just right. Well, money, 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 that's the key. It shuts your mouth and sets you free. You want the truth that's so not found. Money runs this one-horse town. Big Jim never fired a gun, but somehow owns what can't be won. Fences rise where folks once stood. Now he's a law in every hood. Oh, money, money, money makes the rules. Buys off judges, builds up schools. You ride too proud, you won't last long. This town don't care if you're right or wrong. I came out west to earn my keep. Now I dig holes I'll never reap. They smile and nod but take their share, and I just work and breathe their air. Yeah, money, money, money talks real loud. It writes your name and draws a crowd. So tip your hat or bite your tongue. Money wins before the fight's begun. Trust your heart or hand, count your coins and watch your back, 'cause money walks the fastest track.
He rode out far from where names grow roots, with dust on his coat and worn out boots. No kin to claim, no preacher's grace, just a pistol hid near his hollowed place. He'd drawn on men with shaky hands, put 5 down cold across these lands, but one round stayed inside the wheel, for it did no time or blood could heal. One last bullet, cold and clean, kept where mercy's never seen. Not for a man, not for the law, it's for the devil when he comes to draw. He passed through towns like a word unsaid, left cards unplayed, left whiskey dead. They'd laugh and say he's half a ghost, but ghosts don't ride with a bullet that close. He spoke to stars more than men, said when he comes I won't beg again. And in the dark when the cowards cried, he touched the grip and smiled wide. One last bullet, cold and clean, kept where mercy's never seen. Not for a man, not for the law, it's for the devil when he comes to draw. one last time by the canyon's edge in dust red shine. No fight, no sound, no sign of pain, just smoke that curled like a holy chain. One last bullet, cold and true, not for me and not for you. If hell comes knocking, I won't crawl. That's the shot that ends it all.
They said I should have died in Abilene, laid out cold where the dust turned green. But I crawled through blood with a broken grin, 6 chambers spin and I live again. Second came a noose in a border town. A horse kicked once, then the rope snapped down. Sheriff crossed himself, said, son, you're hexed. But I lit a smoke and took the next. I got 6 lives left like a loaded gun. Every time it clicks, I ain't the one. You can aim your hate, you can say your prayers, but I walk through hell like I ain't scared. Third one burned in a mine shaft deep. A rock came down and I fell asleep. Woke to silence, grit and flame, but death walked off and left my name. Fourth was cold, a lover's cry. She held the blade and said goodbye, but the steel hit bone and stalled mid-stroke. Another round, another joke. I got 6 lives left like a loaded gun. Every time it clicks, I ain't the one. You can curse the sky, you can carve my face, but I ride with time at a dead man's pace. Fifth came slow in a winter creek. Body froze, but my soul felt heat. She tried to drag me down below, but the 6th life whispered, not yet go. Now the hammer's high and I count what's been. I've seen 5 deaths and I ain't been. When the chamber's full and the last one flies, I'll tip my head and close both eyes. 6 lives left now, maybe 1, but until it clicks, I ain't done. They came at dusk with grit and sin, 6 outlaws loud and lean with grin. Guns drawn wide in the chapel light said, give us gold a kiss, good night. The preacher stood with steady breath, no hint of fear, no scent of death. He touched the cross, then cracked a grin. You boys just walked where saints won't win. This pulpit hides more fire than grace. You aimed at God, now face his face. The word is done, the sermon's fun. I preach with steel and Gatling gun. The floorboard shook, the barrel sang. Each bullet thumped like judgment rang. 6 souls dropped where pride had lived inside the church. The last sermon lived. The townsfolk came when smoke had cleared. The pews were split, the altar seared. No gold was gone, no preacher dead. Just 6 cold men and trails of red. He patched the door, then bowed to pray, and locked the iron vault away. No verse was read, no choir played, just holy ground where debt was paid. This pulpit hides more fire than grace. You aimed at God, now face his face. The word is done, the sermon's fun. I preach with steel and Gatling gun. The floorboard shook, the barrel sang. Each bullet thumped like judgment rang. 6 souls dropped where pride had lit inside the church. The last sermon lit. I ain't no saint, I ain't no thief, but I guard this flock with loaded grief. You came for gold, I gave you flame. The Lord forgives, but not my aim. No sermons left, no hymns to hum, just echo brass and martyr drum. So mark this church and never forget where sin met steel. The sermon